Hello, hello, happy Saturday, and welcome to another episode of Speaking Plain English. I am your host, Roberta, and today I am actually out in location. I am at the Primerica Convention at Kalahari in Pennsylvania, and I have a co host with me here. This is the Lion. This is my co host. Say hi, Lion. I don't think he's going to do much talking today. Anyway, we have an awesome guest today. We're going to do some talking about skincare, particularly waxing, to be very specific. And I want to introduce everybody to our guest today, who is my own niece, Miss Brianna Snypes, and we are going to bring her to the front. Hi,
Hey girl,
Bree. How are you today?
I'm all right. I'm doing all right.
Good. Fantastic. Y'all excuse the noise in the background. There's vehicles and everything. We live, we outside. So that's what it's going to be. So I want to allow Brianna to introduce herself. I'll just put it like this, she is the founder and the owner of Amani. Look, I'm going to actually put it here for you so you can see the spelling of it. Amani Look Luxxe. I keep saying Lux. It's Luxxe. Olani Luxxe Wax Lounge LLC. Yes, business owner. So give us a little bit of an introduction and just tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so I want to say my name because you said it wrong. Amani Lux Wax Lounge, right?
Lux, not looks, Lux. Right.
Lux, like luxury, but like Lux with two X's because you gotta. So nice, you gotta say it twice. All right. So um, a little about myself. I am 24. And my birthday's in February. Favorite color is pink. Love to eat. Love to wax. I began my waxing journey, my own personal waxing journey in 2020. Just always wanted to try to, get a basic Brazilian. Like everybody that was scared to do it, but um, after years of shaving and skin issues to show for it. I was like, let me go ahead and get a wax. So, I did my first wax, and then after that, I was pretty much hooked. And I've been consistent with that for about 2 years now. So, um, a little after a few months of me starting to do it, I'm gonna be honest. I started my interest because I didn't want to pay for a full body. I didn't want to pay for that. So I said, oh, let me figure out how to do this myself. And that was around the time with the pandemic. So we was pretty much all doing something for ourselves. So I started like, on the other body parts. I didn't do mine Brazilian because I have a little too much respect for myself. Um but after that then I started practicing on, friends and family. And then actually my friend Shaparis, shout out to you, Gura,
Hi, Paris.
she put the idea in my head to, go to school for it. So I went to school and got my license, and then I started working at a well-known franchise, and I left there and then started somewhere else, and then um Amani Lux came to play. So
Yes, awesome. So let me ask you. I love how you decided, because a lot of people, I guess, they do this themselves. They decide that this is some things that they want to try and that they actually go for it, and then it gets to the point where, what, why in the world do I need to pay for this when I can do it myself? And then you made a business out of it. So y'all know me, I love that. I absolutely
mhm.
love that. So let's get into it. So you already gave us a little bit about what made you want to start waxing, and how long you've been doing it for. Give me your I want you to give us a little bit about the benefits of waxing versus shaving.
So for me personally, whatever, the reason why I became more consistent with waxing because I started to see like instant changing in my skin. I know with shaving is pretty much like cutting down the hair. And when you do that, your hair grows back faster and thicker. When you notice, like you shave your legs or something, as soon as you finish, your hair starts growing back. And then it grows back thicker and it's itchy and it's just not comfortable. And then in a matter of 3 days, it looked like you didn't do nothing, and you got to shave again. And some people shave every day, so it's pretty much like cutting your hair down, and then it's even you get nicks and cuts on your skin because the blade cuts your skin. So with waxing, waxing is literally taking the hair out of the follicle, and so when you do that, then the hair grows back slower and thinner. So you won't have as much hair as when you first started. Even on my Instagram, you can see like I've had my first client. I did her first wax, and then the next month, you can see how little hair came back. So it just slows down the hair growth. Your hair goes thinner. You don't. It depends on just how you care for your skin. After the wax, that will determine the integrity of your skin.
Mm.
Um, I remember when I was shaving myself, I was to get like a lot of ingrowns, hyperpigmentation, just a lot of stuff. And then switching over to waxing. Waxing is half the job. The other half is what you do in between those 4 to 6 weeks. So after that, you can see a more improvement in your skin.
And that was actually going to be my next question. What
Hmm.
so because she's my waxer. Brianna is my waxer now. And one thing that she would always say is to be sure to exfoliate and hydrate. And I didn't. And
And
she
what
was able
else?
to tell. She was
And
able
what
to
else?
tell.
Because I say exfoliate, hydrate, and what? Yeah. Okay.
Moisturize.
Uh-huh.
I remember moisturize. That's right. And I started out doing so, but I didn't keep up with it. And on the next appointment that I had with her, she was able to like you did not follow my directions. Did not follow my instructions. So that's being that she's so professional with it, she's able to actually tell whether or not you're doing what you're supposed to do afterwards. And so we have a question. We'll answer that in just a few minutes. Bree, hi Bree. This is Bree too, so Bree me Bree.
Uh-huh.
So
Hey.
we're going to answer that in just actually we can answer that really quickly. She's actually located in the Bronx. And after before the show is over, what we're going to do is we're going to give her contact information so that you can reach out to her to schedule an appointment if you want to do so, which after hearing what you're about to hear, you probably will. I guarantee you will. She's very good at what she does, honestly. So give us what are the things that we need to do to care for our skin after the wax?
So the first thing is it helps a whole bunch. It helps me and it helps you to be consistent. Okay?
Mm.
So being
You're gonna
consistent
hear that
means
word a lot.
absolutely. Being consistent in your appointments and your skincare routine. Um, just be consistent. So you get your wax and it's usually you wait till 4 weeks, which proves how the journey is with waxing because again you shave and the next day you have to shave again or you can wax and you come back next month and get another one. So you wait 4 weeks so the hair is at a good enough length. It should be the size of a rice grain, so the wax can attach to it. So what happens is I use hard wax. Hard wax is the I should have melted some wax. Okay. So hard wax is just the wax without the paper. If you were used to getting your eyebrows done, you have the one with the paper and they rip the paper off and it hurt like a lot. So with that's soft wax with the paper. Hard wax is the one that you put on and it just dries and then you rip it off. So what happens is you put the strip on and the wax like shrink wraps around the hair and it lifts the hair up. So you do that to every 4 to 6 weeks. Well, you start off every 4 weeks, and then the more consistent and the longer you are doing it, your hair will go back even slower than you do 4 weeks. So that's the first part, being consistent with your waxes. And then in between those 4 weeks, exfoliation is key because exfoliation is taking off dry and dead skin cells that lay on top of your skin. Um, when you're not exfoliating, when it's time for the hair to grow back, um, the hair will try to grow out of the follicle, but that layer is still on top of the skin, so it can't penetrate through that level of dry and dead skin. So the hair will fold back into the follicle and it will still grow because it still is, a thing, but it's just going to grow under the skin. And that's how you get the ingrown because now it forms as a bump to you and that becomes painful. Some may get, really big bumps, whatever. So that's for the ingrown and it's hair that's still growing, but it's inside, if that
Mm,
makes sense. So you have to exfoliate to take that layer of dry dead skin cells so the hair has space and can freely grow out. Um, Moisturizing your skin, the same reason I hope you moisturize your entire body. You don't want dry skin because
right.
that also contributes to just having not great skin. And hydrating, you have to drink water.
Absolutely.
Water is the same way, like you see a pimple in your face and you jug down a gallon of water. All three of those play into good skincare. Like you cannot do one without the other. You have
Mm,
to do all three. And for me, I know if you're doing it without me even having to ask. But me, I only ask to see if you're gonna lie to me. I've had clients that be like, "Oh, I've been doing all this and I've been doing everything," and I could tell.
like, no,
So,
you're not.
I ask you to see if you're gonna lie, and then after I show them why I know that you're not, oh, so what had happened was, yeah. So I already know. So I mean, it's not gonna do me anything if you're not exfoliating enough. So
Mm,
I can tell by if I pull the strip and dead skin will come up with it.
mm.
So you're not exfoliating because if you are, that wouldn't be there. Even like the sound of me taking the wax off, I can tell.
Oh, wow.
hmm I can tell if it sounds like a Velcro sound, you're not hydrating. You're
Mm.
not exfoliating if I can see that skin. And then even that affects the the process itself. So sometimes the hair will be so brittle because it's dry that it will break off and that causes ingrowns.
Aha.
So you gotta make sure that you do all three. Now I have there's different kinds of waxes. Some are like the gel based. I use a cream based, only because some of the waxes I use have like essential oils in the wax. So in the event that you don't take care of your skin, I'm not gonna be able to damage your skin even more. Like the hairs won't be able to break because you know stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really good to know. So let me ask you this for those who may not know, because I'm honestly I am, I think, half a year. Oh no, a little about a year. I think I've been, that's crazy. I'm 40 years old and I'm just now learning this about a year ago. That's nuts. But
Well, I
anyway,
remember I put you on to waxing too.
you did. She did. As a matter of fact, it was something that I had been thinking about for a while, but then I'm like, I don't know, because
Remember,
that
no,
sounds like a
because
very painful
you
process.
drove me
And
to my appointment.
yep. And
Mhm.
then after that, I said, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. So one day I did, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is so much better.
Mhm.
And I mean, yes, it hurt like all craziness, but all craziness. But I actually felt better, much better afterwards.
Yeah.
So I didn't get like the education and all that stuff afterwards. So that
Yeah.
kudos to you for for educating your clients, because
Mhm.
some of them, because the one that I did, all she did was she just did it and then that was the end. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I went to another waxer after that who was also very good. Um, she let me know the same things.
Mhm.
She let me know the same things. So I like to I like for people to be educated on aftercare. It's kind of like if you're gonna go to a hair salon and you're gonna go get
Mhm.
your hair done. You do the style, but it would be great if you let me know how to maintain it. It would be great if you
Right.
let me know how to, how if I should wrap it, if I should tie it down, what if I should, moisturize it, what should I do to upkeep it.
Mhm.
So I like that you are not just giving the service, but you're also educating your clients so that they know what
Mhm.
to do to make, like you said, their job easier as well as yours. So with that being said, when you say exfoliate, what do you recommend? I'll put it like that, to use to exfoliate.
Well, there's different products out there, so it depends on your skin. I always say your skin is not like one size fits all. You know,
Mm.
you have to go through a few products to know what works best for your skin. Um, Actually, in a few, hopefully in the next month or so, I should be having my own products.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Um, which will consist of an exfoliator, body butter, and oil. And I'll be selling if I can. Yeah, I should be able to get the exfoliating. I forgot how you say it.
This is
The
the glove.
exfoliating net. I mean, the net, glove, all same thing.
What's
So
an exfoliating net?
it's the African exfoliating net. I have one. Um, I use it all over my body. It's like a net.
Like
It's
a
a
loofah
net.
sponge?
No. So it's different than
Oh.
the loofah. So with the loofah, you have to like change that frequently because that accumulates bacteria and stuff like that. With the net, that doesn't do that. You can actually keep the net the minimum 2 years.
Wow.
And it doesn't keep all that moisture in because it's a net. Actually, the first time I heard of that, I had a client who was African and she was telling me about it, and I'm just like, "That's nasty. What you mean you have it? That's disgusting." And she was like, "No, that's my culture." I was like, "I'm sorry, but your culture is disgusting. Change it out, please." And she didn't come back because she had a baby and whatever the case was, but she was like, no, and she actually thought it was funny, so we laughed about it. I'm not crazy, not much, but she was just like, no. So she explained to me how it is. I was just like, I don't know about it. And then I started to see it a little more, and then I tried it, and I was like, oh, so that's how that works. Now it is best that you wash it. Now she did say she, washes it with like hot water, so you're sanitizing it. That's fine. I never heard of it before, so I was just like, that's gross. So I'm thinking it's the same thing as a loofah, which it's not. But it's an all body exfoliator. It's no chemicals or nothing on it. It's just a net, so it takes off the dry and dead skin cells. The first time I used it, I was like, oh, this is it. Like, I don't even use a washcloth anymore.
Oh wow.
I know it was the best feeling. Like, my skin felt so smooth and clear, and I put lotion on. I was just like, oh my god. I was just touching myself, my
So
arms and stuff.
where did you get it?
Um, I forget the website, but I got it online somewhere. But I have to look into it because I want to buy more of those and start selling them.
Hmm.
But I forget the website name because I bought it like a few months ago. But
That's something to look interested to.
that's an exfoliator. But what I do is for the areas that I get waxed, um, I always say like especially like a Brazilian and underarm. Well, anything you get waxed, don't use anything on your skin except for soap and water and your hands because you just took off mad hair and you don't want to just keep scrubbing on skin like that's going to be irritating for your skin. So after the few days, that's when I start to use it. And you don't even have to use it and be like rough with it because it's that. So
Huh.
yeah.
Okay.
So you can use that. Just being mindful of how your skin works. You can use like a chemical exfoliant, um, or like a pad or something. I
Mhm.
know the franchise I used to work at, they used to sell like the exfoliating pads, and those worked um, for the clients I recommended them for. Anything that is going to be able to take off. So if you find, and also the little scrubs you guys find, like Tree Hut, absolutely not.
Hmm.
Throw it away. Tree Hut is good for smelling good. It doesn't take off any dead skin. Those little beads you find in the Dove exfoliator, that's not gonna do nothing either.
Oh wow.
It doesn't do nothing. The little beads don't take off skin. That just scratches your skin and that causes infections. It's little abrasions. So you don't want that. So
So we getting some nuggets here. So all those
yeah,
things that's like the body washes with the that says that it's exfoliating. So it's
that don't do
really
nothing.
not.
No, that just scratches your skin. It don't do nothing.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
the
Okay.
products that I'm gonna make uh another exfoliant. It's like a sugar scrub. So with that, I'm gonna add some essential oils and that. So while you're exfoliating, you're also moisturizing your skin at the same
Moisturizing that.
time. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So let me ask you this question. Do you not do you, but how, for those who are not near you, because those who are near you and want to do, get their waxes done, um how would you recommend that they find, like, what should they look for in a waxer?
One, you need to make sure that the person you go to is not only trained but licensed. And even that's not enough because I know some licensed people who are not the best. You need to look for social media. You don't trust anything just because they say come wax. Make sure you can see. Look at the befores and afters. Um, Look to see if you can find any updates. Like the one I have on my page is I think it's my first post, and then a month later I posted the same person again. Like you can see the difference.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's not too many ingrowns, but then also look, and when you go and make your appointment, make sure that they're very clean. I've been in places, I've worked at a place where they're not the clean, they're not the cleanest, and that's disgusting. So make sure one, they have gloves, make sure they have a setup. What is a setup? A setup is, you know, some may do it in front of you, some may do it before you get there, but make sure like all the materials that they use are already set up at their station. I've witnessed a professional, a business owner. Um, she was trying to teach me how to wax. I knew what I was doing, and she didn't have a setup, and she literally like waxed the client. She had the gloves on. She waxed the client and then put her hand back in the box of the sticks. And you can't just pick up one stick. You have to like mess around and get a stick. And she put her hand with the glove that she just touched her client with in the box with the sticks. Take the stick out, wax that person, and then do the same thing again. That is disgusting. Okay, that is called cross contamination. You just share germs. So now for the next person who comes after that, you just shared their germs. Now
Right.
they cousins. Now you guys are cousins. That's disgusting. And think about all the bodily fluids, the sweats. You may have pinpoint bleeding. That's disgusting.
Mm.
You don't want that. Um, if they double dip, leave immediately. Meaning that if they wax you and that same stick they just put on you, they put it back into the wax pot,
Ooh.
that's disgusting. Just think about it. Like you're doing a labia strip, and that's the most, you know, that's just nasty. So they just mix your germs in that wax. So again, the next person who comes after that,
They're getting that too.
and that's actually how you can spread like diseases and AIDS and stuff like that.
Oh
You
my
don't
word.
have to just have, sex to get AIDS or share a needle. If I cut myself and I'm bleeding and I put somebody else's, DNA on me and they have it, now I have it. That's just nasty. Make sure they have like the right cleaning products. I've witnessed people with their own business and they use cheap products. If you get in your powder and your alcohol from the 99-cent store, you probably don't have quality products. If you are looking for a cheap way out, like me, nothing I have is cheap. And it's not to say that I have it like that because I don't. But
Yeah.
if I'm going to be servicing anybody, I'm going to use quality products to get quality results. It's not
Absolutely.
just about making a coin. I mean, it is, but you want to make sure that you have the right products. Make sure that your space is clean. Like anywhere I've worked, my space has been clean and organized. if I'm, walking in sideways or stepping over something, I don't have a clear view, or if I'm, I'm clumsy, so I'm always dropping something or falling. But in my space where I work at, I don't have that clutter around. I have a clear spot to where I can get to all of my products. And even like, if because there, some cases where you may run out of the wax sticks that's in your station. That's fine. Take off your gloves, get a paper towel, grab as much as you need, and put another set of gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
It's real simple to be clean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so just really make sure that person is clean. Um, Again, depending on the waxer, you may not. So some people have like different techniques on how to lay a strip down, but that's the waxer's job to know the correct way to lay a strip down. So you can't really tell how that may work, but just pay attention to your skin after the wax. If you're, exfoliating, hydrating, and moisturizing, and you still find yourself getting ingrowns or other skin problems, you might need to look for another place.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there was something that you mentioned to me once before, when I was using my other waxer, because she was good, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to go, because once my niece started, once Brianna started doing her, started her waxing business, I'm like, oh, that's family, absolutely. Plus, from what I understand, she's good anyway. So what my plan was is, let me go to my waxer for 3 months, and then I'll go to Brianna for 3 months and go, back and forth.
Mhm.
But when I told her that I was going to do that, Brianna said, no, go stay where you are, because what was the reason for that again?
Well, for one, it's best to be consistent with one person because one, we may have two separate techniques, and your skin is probably already used to the certain wax that she uses. So any foreign ingredients may aggravate your skin. Like, what is this? Well, I'm not used to this. Why? So there's that, and in loyalty, I believe in loyalty. If you cheat on me, ask any of my clients who cheated on me. I don't play that. I'm petty, all right? Very petty.
Oh
Don't cheat
my
on me.
lord.
This is not a toxic relationship, okay? So
So
yeah.
the only reason why I ended up starting to have Brianna as my waxer, because again, like the other lady that I was using, shout out to Robin, from Unicorn Waxer, she's very, very good. And the only reason why I stopped using her is because, for whatever reason, I wasn't able to get, an appointment. I was unable to go for like a good uh 3 4 months. So by the time I was about to go back, yeah, it was a while. It was a while. Like through a good 3 or 4 months, I didn't get to go. But after a while, I'm like, you know what, maybe this is a good amount of time. And I would try. Plus, she was having a sale. I'm like, let me go ahead and take advantage of this sale and let my niece go ahead and start her stuff and everything on me. So since that's what I wanted anyway. And here comes mommy dearest. She says she is good. She waxes me too, and not because she's my daughter. She's really good. How is that? Waxing your mom.
Um Now she's here, I have to say nice things though. Nah. So first I started her when I was tricked. To be very honest, I started doing Brazilians this year because before I wasn't that mature. I was just like, I don't want like advice. I don't know. But I had to be like, that's where the money's at. Like I was doing everything else, legs, underarms, everything else. But I was just like, I don't know about that. It's a little
Doing her
nasty.
Brazilian.
I don't know. But then, I had to get over it. So, my mom, I used her for training because I didn't have anybody else. Um, and it so happened to be around my birthday. So it was like, oh, we meet again. Um, but I had to look at her like she wasn't my mom. That helps. That helps with certain people. And
Mm-hmm.
also I've had people older than her, like in their 60s. I was like, Nana, what you about to do, girl? What you need this wax for? She was like, girl, y'all not. But yeah, I don't look at her like she's my mom. I look at her like she's a client. And also she's not allowed to talk. Um she's not allowed to talk to me because my mom is a jerk. She'll say certain things to make the experience very more uncomfortable, like, and this way you rip me at, and this is, yeah. So she's not allowed to talk. She has to she can't talk to me because then I start to be like, this is my mom, and it gets gross.
I
So
love it.
she'll do stuff purposely to gross me out, but yeah, she's not allowed to speak.
So she says she came out of this purse, so it's only right she
Mm.
maintains the hair removal.
See? And that's
Oh my
exactly
goodness, that is
why. She said this
absolutely
now
hilarious.
because in the room, I'm just like, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Hush it up.
See, I have a special song that I always sing whenever I do, Brianna does my wax, because she's always saying something about she has to, what is it? Something about to cool down the wax. So my song is Cool It Now.
Oh, yeah. No, so what happened?
Ooh.
No, the wax may be a little too hot, and I have to like cool it down before I start the process. And that's exactly why she's not allowed to talk. See, this why I'm like, she says stuff like this here because in the room it's don't say nothing. So she's getting it out now. Yeah.
But that's definitely saying something though, because I mean, for of course you're gonna, as a mother, she's gonna support her daughter, absolutely. But I would say that if she didn't do a good job, then she would just do the one for that one time and be like, okay, girl, that's enough. And
Yeah.
that'd be that. So that says something, honestly. So I like I said, I recommend her as well. And this is my niece, and I'm not saying it because she's family. I'm not saying it because I want y'all to give her coins. She absolutely earns them because she's great at what she does. She enjoys what she's doing. That's the main reason,
Hmm.
because you can absolutely tell that she's not just there just to do the service. She's there to care for the client, and that's with every industry. That's with every occupation, every business. You want to do, or you want to at least go to somebody who you can tell, you can always tell, you know what I mean, when somebody is really enjoying what they're doing, and when they're just doing it just because they want to get a check, or because they even if they just have the skill. If you don't enjoy it, then you won't put your all into it. And I can absolutely tell that Brianna
Yeah.
puts her all into her business, in her waxing, you know what I mean. So kudos to you for that. And I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Listen, we have
Thank
business owners. I love that we are having business owners that are starting their own businesses even younger. I mean, Brianna is how 24, you said?
you. Hmm.
24.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just not meant to be an employee. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like waking up early. My second to last job, working on a franchise. I'm not a morning person, and having to be at my job at 7:30 in the morning,
hmm.
I would not recommend. Red flag, 1 star. No, I couldn't do it. I was miserable on Saturday mornings, like, uh. So I was like,
Aw.
maybe working for the people is not for me. So,
Listen, I think that everybody, first of all, should find what it is that they are great at and what they love to do.
hmm.
They have a phrase that says, I mean, it's kind of true, but then again, it's not. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Yes and no, because it's still work, but it's work that you actually, that's not going to stress you out so much to the point where you're like, I'm done. Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's because you love it. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
enjoy it, and it's better than doing something that you have absolutely no interest in.
Let me tell you, I enjoy seeing a good in girl. Okay, and I know I don't want y'all to have it, but a good man. I had a time of my life just whew, or just like seeing the roots when you pull the strip. Now, I love seeing roots, but I tried to share my enthusiasm to one client, and she was like, "Girl, get that out of my face." I was like, "Sorry, sorry, girl," but
Sorry. It's just a passion. Now let me ask you this last question. Well, not last. I have like two more. This question here. So, do you do men as well?
Mhm. Yeah.
So, what exactly? Go away. I know I'm outside, but go away. What is it? I don't want to say what is it important for, but what do men get waxed? Let me ask you that.
Um, I've waxed full legs. I've waxed backs and necks and chest. I've done a Brazilian. I call it Brazilian. I've done a Brazilian before.
Really?
He got that thing snatched. Yep.
How was that
Um.
for him?
Oh, for him. Well, so funny story. The way it happened was I was working at the job I was at last, and I was doing a training. Like I was being trained on how to do it because I've always wanted to, but I just never had anybody to do it on because everybody's scared
They never
of
wanted to do one.
punks. Like they are so tough and they want to fight everybody but can't get a hair follicle ripped out. Weirdos. But I so it happened because he actually came to get his chest waxed, and then so his friend, which was the one I was training with, she was like, "So we're gonna do a Brazilian," and she was like, "This is happening." So he was just like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" So I did the wax, and he tried to come across as tough, but once some strips started stripping, he was just like, "Oh man!" But the way I do it is like I'll put the strip down and I'll tell you to breathe. Because like the more you think about it, the more it hurts. So it's like you're telling your brain, and your brain tells your body this is about to hurt OD, or you can calm down, and you'll still feel pressure, but it's not going to be as bad as it would be as before you hyperventilating. Calm down. The pain is only about a 5 second pain because I'm taking the hair out. After it's out, that's it.
Hmm.
So, and then before I pull the strip, I tell you to hold your breath, and then I put pressure on your skin after I pull the strip. So that
That
kind of
helps.
that eases the pain. But certain spots, he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you." But afterwards, he was just like, because he's never been used to being waxed, so he was like, "This feels weird. Like being smooth feels weird."
Hmm.
I'm just like, "You want to be a woolly mammoth your entire life? Come on now." But it was fine. I viewed it as a regular wax. No, it is a little different because they have like looser skin down there. So like trying to hold that skin taut and putting the wax, it's different, but it's all the same. But he was like, "This is weird. This is different," but I think I like it. Now he
And
did try to like flirt with me afterwards, but it was just like, "Sir, pack it up, Bubba."
he probably just didn't want you to let anybody be like, listen, I'll take you out so you don't tell nobody what just happened in this room.
He said something. I looked at him and like, "See you in a new way. Go home."
But honestly and truly though, the and again I'm gonna say it, it's consistency is it because
Hmm.
the first time Mama Bear eyes watching, you know she gonna ask you about it afterward.
Girl, you are late. You are late.
So the thing is consistency is honestly key because when you the first that first time,
Oh, so the
whoo,
first time, my first time, it hurt in a new way. It hurt so bad I laughed. And it wasn't like, "Girl, this is funny." It's just like, "Oh, this is what we doing here?" Oh. But that's because, when you shave, you still have thick hair. So imagine taking thick hair out of a small pore. It's gonna hurt. But it's not gonna last
right.
long.
But as
And
you keep going, it gets thinner.
yeah.
As you think it gets thinner and thinner, and it doesn't hurt as much. Like the
Hmm.
second time, I'm like, oh, okay. Like she's telling me to hold my breath and everything, and I'm like, yeah, oh, that wasn't even that bad. So again, consistency is definitely key when it comes to everything, but also when it comes to waxing.
Yeah, but it's not
So
even like the core strips hurt the most because it's most of the hair coming out. After the core strip should be um let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six. It should be maybe 6 to 8 core strips because that's when most of the hair is coming out. After that, it's cleanups. Cleanups don't feel half as bad
at
as
all.
the courtships because it's not that much hair. So yeah.
At all. So for the most part, we are done. And
Woo.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking this time to talk to us. No, to honestly, but again, I'm so proud of you. I am so very very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so proud. And I mean, you are really doing your thing, and you love it, and that makes me happy. That makes me so very happy. I'm all for
Thanks.
entrepreneurship. I'm all for family business. I'm all for black owned business. I'm all for it, and I love it. And the customer service is awesome. I love your Oh, right. Thank you, Bree. We almost got there. So, if anybody needs to book you, where can they, how can they reach you? First of all, I know we're going to put her information here. um she's going to give you that information. I want you to tell them where where to go so that they can book you, where you're located and everything. And then afterwards, I want you to give our audience some words of encouragement. Go.
That was a lot of words. Um, one, I'm located uptown in the Boogie Down in the Bronx. You can find me on Instagram. It's Amani Luxxe. Um, and the link is in the bio. So click that, and that's gonna take you straight to the website. All of the information you need is on the website. Address, prices, policies. You can even see some reviews. My clients adore me, and I adore them. And they're loyal, so that should speak for itself. I have some pictures up there so you can see my befores and afters, or you can look on my Instagram. Um, yeah. So I feel like I answered that, right?
Words of encouragement for the audience.
Oh, words of about what? About waxing? Um, words of encouragement.
Like something that you would being that you are 24, you're young, and then you decided to actually go ahead and go for it, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
to and start your own business. What would you say to somebody who um maybe kind of apprehensive about doing the same?
Um, well, first, a little about Amani Lux. I had the idea to start my own business at the beginning of this year. Um, After being an employee for so long, um, and I didn't like having my money controlled. I didn't like having um just the drama that comes with working at an establishment that's not your own. So I was just like, I'm not meant to be an employee. I know sometimes like I'm late all the time, and I don't like being told you late, go home, or stuff like that. I don't like waking up early. So me waking up at the crack of dawn, I'm not a good person at that time, especially if I have a coffee. So I'm just like, me being an employee is probably not what's best. I need to be my own business owner. So um the process of getting here was not easy. It was not easy and very expensive, but you pay for the things that you're passionate about. That's how I know I was passionate about being a business owner, because if I'm willing to go through all of these things to get where I'm at now, it's probably where I'm meant to be. I've had to I've had to deal with rude and nasty clients, and that was a test to my character and my professionalism, because for some I'm hot at the mouth, and having to control that and woosah and still deal with you professionally, but still tell you I'm not that one. It, it's a learning experience. Like, you have to have professionalism no matter where you at, and that was a big lesson. Patience is also a very big lesson. Things don't come at the time you want to. Like, you have to work and you have to struggle to get to where you want. It's not gonna just be handed to you.
Absolutely.
I'm still learning patience. It's not an easy process to learn. Um, You have to know your work and believe in yourself. Um, I've had moments of doubt, like maybe I'm maybe not the best, but I'm all right. Until I have like some real challenging clients. Like everybody is not just the easy strip. You have to deal with. Some people have like hyperhidrosis, that's excessive sweating. How would you maneuver around that? Like I've had a client who I cleansed their skin, I put the powder down, and I went to get a wax. I went to like get the wax and I came back and that powder dissolved quickly. So learning techniques to work through different, skin cares and different scenarios, that also builds your professionalism. Dealing with people who just freak out.
Mm.
How are you gonna calm them down? Like all of my clients say, like you're just so calming. You make me comfortable, and that's just me. I don't really have no technique on how to be, cool. That's just me. So your clients will know, and they will definitely tell you like this is good. Like they love my work. I've had a client who she was like, I'm gonna bring you all the vaginas. She said that in a public space with people around. And they was just like, girl, what? So I'm like, you know how these people think I'm out here giving happy endings? What do you so, like you just have to really believe in yourself, believe in your skill set. Practice makes perfect. I didn't start off perfect. No, not at all. My first Brazilian performing,
I heard the story.
that was it was a challenge.
Woo,
It
I
was
heard.
a challenge, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was the worst thing ever. But the person who loves me the most, she was like, it wasn't that bad. And she's like, oh, really? And she's been with me ever since. Also, because she has no choice. But um, just practice makes perfect. If you're not too confident with um just how you're starting off, keep practicing. You're not going to be the best overnight. Some people are natural. Some people need extra work. When I first started training, I needed extra work.
Mm.
So, I wasn't perfect. Surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you. Okay? I've dealt with professionals, professionals and business owners and even women who I thought would, be there to encourage me and help guide me and just be there. And when they got wind of me signing a piece of paper, it flipped. And all of a sudden, I've had people trying to steal my clients, just acting all kinds of crazy. And all I did was be supportive and honest. Um, and professional. I wasn't one of those, catty workers that's gonna like try to steal your clients. Or, I wasn't gonna be like, let me slide your business card or, let me tell you about my business on the side. Like I wasn't none of that. Like I was solely invested in their business. So just looking for that support back, I didn't get. And that almost made me give up. It was very discouraging. And if I'm honest, I wasn't supposed to start Amani Luxxe this year. Amani Luxxe was supposed to start next year when I felt I was more established. But things happen for a reason. So that just helped build my professionalism and just my character as a whole. Like never treat people how they treated you.
Mm.
Um, I even have my own friend. She's interested in starting her own waxing business, and I was there for her. Like I told her who to go to start it, save this amount of money, do this. You're already good already. Like I encouraged her. I gave her what wasn't given to me. So surround yourself around people who for a fact that's gonna ride with you no matter what. Even my own waxer, she'll call me and be like, "Girl, you're doing an amazing job." She even referred some clients to me, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know like this is how this works." So having that good space around you, that does so much. Believe in yourself, invest. It is not easy or cheap. All right. When you start off your business, you're gonna have a lot of broke days. Okay. Being a business owner is not for the weak.
Nope.
Okay, and it's not for the people who you think is going to be a success overnight. You're going to start off slow. You're going to start off with a handful of clients and be mindful that these clients go through things. So,
Mm,
you may think that everyone's going to just come on the bandwagon and let's just all get it together. Clients go through stuff. They're still people. Some may not have the money. Some may just be going through a lot and they just can't do it. Some are depressed. And that last thing is a self care. So they don't have that much energy to do that. So, you know, be encouraging to your clients. I know, I think a week or two ago, I inboxed a few of my clients who I haven't seen in like over 2 months. And I was just like, and I didn't check up on them to be like, hey, book an appointment now because you're wilding. It was, hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a minute, and I know life has been life, and if I can help in any way, let me know. And every single one of those last people was just like, girl, life has been life. And it wasn't for me to be like, book an appointment. How can I help you now? Be actually there for your clients,
mm-hmm.
and they will respect you even more. The loyalty goes through the roof after that. Once they see, oh, this person actually cares about me
That's
and
it.
not about my pocket, they
That's
got
it.
you. So, just think about how it would be the other way around. If you only have somebody only hitting you up for money, but not like, hey, you all right? You cut that person off immediately. I know I would. So, just being there for your client, offer professionalism, provide them with a comfortable space. Any space I've worked in, I've made sure that my area was comfortable, clean. You can come and talk, or you can go to sleep. I've had clients who went to sleep during the wax. Weirdest thing ever. But, whatever floats your boat, you know, in my space,
Whew.
I have music playing. I have a candlelight, lit. You can smell good. You can just relax because who wants to be freaking out already? So, just my thing is like my motto, my logo, not logo. I think it's motto, whatever you say, is experience luxurious peace. And
Mm.
that's what, so I came across the name Amani Luxxe because one, Amani means peace and tranquility in Swahili. And that's one thing I
Yeah.
didn't have. I didn't have any peace. So I'm just like, I want anybody outside because life has been doing this thing, the horrors of 2020, trying to get back on my feet. After that, I was in a car accident and I couldn't work for months after that. And I was going through my body. I couldn't work. So that means I was broke, had things to depend on people, which is something I hate. So I didn't have any peace. So I was just like, this is something that I need, peace. And Amani. So Amani means, peace, and then Lux, luxury. So you're experiencing luxurious peace. You come in a calm, clean space. We don't got time for that. We
Yes, we do.
come into a calm, clean space. I found this like jazz playlist, but it's like a
Mm.
real calming jazz. It's not like something about to get jiggy with. It's like real real calm. I
Like
found it on
smooth.
Instagram. Yeah. So I play that and it actually is like very relaxing. I have a candle and I think I'm gonna have to just start doing like essential oil diffusers because I'm going through these candles like nothing.
That'll,
Uh
ooh, that'll set a nice atmosphere.
yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm looking into getting like some LED lights, just to set the mood. You're already coming all stressed and whatever from the cares outside. So you leave those out the door, outside my door, because don't bring that in. You leave it outside the door and you come in here, you relax, you get your service, and you feel calm. I know me personally, after I get a wax, I feel so much better about life. I feel clean and I just like,
Hmm.
I feel like refreshed. It's like, oh yeah.
I equate it
So
to that must be how men feel when they get a fresh cut.
probably,
That's how I think.
probably.
What I think.
So
So awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And guys, those of you who are in the Bronx area or anywhere near and you need a waxer or you want to try it out for a good time just to see, and again, that she doesn't just do Brazilian, she does arms, legs, backs, eyebrow, everything. Everything.
legs and hips and body.
Body. Oh, wow. So, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Speaking Plain English. Until next time.